And we also did like this several hours long walkthrough where they turn on all of the lights, and we stopped at like kind of everything and asked questions like, why this, why that.
This house is dripping with souls, but there's always room for one more.
Hi, Justin. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Well, congratulations on the movie.
Thank you so much.
It was a lot of fun. I needed a chart for all the Easter eggs that were in there.
Yes, there's quite a few. There's quite a few in there.
Now, I was reading up on you, and you used to work at Disneyland. You worked there for a summer, I read. Is that
I
true?
did. Yeah, it was a summer
Wow.
job. Yeah, I was a ride host operator.
For which ride?
It was for the Grizzly River Mountain Run. I always get the words slightly out of order, but it's the water ride in California Adventure. And my best friend worked at Indiana Jones in the Disneyland park, and we would get together, and there were certain rides that were on our hit list whenever we were working there. And Haunted Mansion, I mean, it's top of the list. It's like, how can you be at Disneyland and not ride the Haunted Mansion, you know?
Yeah, last time I went to Disneyland was last year. 2 hour wait for Haunted Mansion. So we're like, dang, we're like, we
Wow.
can't do it. We can't do 2 hours.
Wow. Just as popular as it's ever been. I mean, I think that's such a testament to that ride.
Yeah, it's like I've never seen a 2 hour wait. We usually wait an hour. That's like the
Yeah.
max, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
hours was like, no, thank you, even
Yeah.
though
That's a
it's
lot.
one of our favorite rides.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a long one.
So you came in sort of as an expert.
A little bit, weirdly enough, yeah. And of course, you know, once I started working on the movie, it became more of one because we did a lot of ride throughs, and we also did like this several hours long walkthrough where they turned on all of the lights, and we stopped at like kind of everything and asked questions like, why this, why that, how did this get there, whose voice is that, what actor is that, where are those, where, you know, all of that. And it was so inspiring. It was so fascinating. So much love goes into that ride. And you know, Walt Disney, it was the last ride Walt Disney had a hand in. And you can feel like the positive side of creative friction, because they were really not sure, should it be scary, should it be funny, should it be subversive, should it be edgy, should it be cute, should it be musical, all these things. And they found this wonderful mix that I think enchanted me as a small child, but then also as an adult going to film school, working at Disneyland as a summer job, inspired me. Like, it made me realize the importance of the specificity of production design and lighting and sound design. Those things were really really key to how we approach the film.
And it's funny you say that because that's how I'm describing the film. It's a mix. It's very Disney.
Yeah.
You have the horror, but you have the fun. It's like it's people who like the Haunted Mansion, they'll find all those little elements in that.
Yeah, that was definitely a big goal. And you know, when the studio we started talking about how scary should it be? How we were having these same conversations that the Imagineers had, you know, making the ride. For me, it was like, well, let's look at what Disney does best. The first Disney movie ever is still contains some of the most well executed horror sequences in cinema history. You know, Snow White getting lost in the woods is terrifying, and Pinocchio becoming a donkey, and the kids, you know, being adrift on that island. Like, these are existential, terrifying scenarios that are no punches are pulled in these films. And so that was the touchstone. You know, it wasn't like we had to leave, you know, the Disney world of IP to really find other examples of stories that were for families, but you know, were truly for every member of the family. Really had something to say, and you know, reflected the truth of life and the ups and downs of life.
Now let's talk about some of the kind of Easter eggs. And people have been going crazy about Winona Ryder because they wanted proof, or they want
Yes.
to confirm that she's playing the bride.
Yeah, I know. She's not playing the bride, but she is in the movie. And we love the bride. We love the bride very much, Constance Hatchaway.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I don't know all the backstories, but it's just interesting to find out how much of the fans know everything about. And it's like,
They
that's her
do.
name? That's what she did? Okay, I didn't even know that. I just remember the bride.
they keep you on your toes, but it was important because like I'm a part of a few different fandoms. I'm kind of a Disney nerd, and certainly a lot of comic characters growing up, and there's nothing more disappointing to see like something from your nerdy community be adapted and to feel like the people who adapted it didn't really care that much about the specifics, because the specifics are what make it, and the specifics are usually informed by a lot of thinking and like back and forth, and a lot of work is already there and it's already cool. Like, don't throw that stuff out. And so I was lucky to have a scenario where I could pull all that stuff out of the drawer, and really the determining factor of what made it in the movie and what didn't was like what tells this particular story. But where possible, let's fill in these blanks and let's fill the movie out with the things that people already know and love. And even if you don't know and love them already because you're not that deep in the fandom, they're there to keep pulling you deeper and deeper down into the rabbit hole. I mean, I don't know, that's part of the pleasure of cinema to me.
Exactly. And speaking of another famous IP, I see, oh, it says on IMDb that you're working on Flashdance.
Yeah, that
Is
was
it a
announced.
reboot?
That was announced, I think maybe a year or two ago,
Wow.
and maybe a year ago. I forget exactly when. I mean, obviously the industry is on a bit of a pause at the moment, but that's a project that yeah, I very near and dear to my heart. I come from a performance art background, and this sort of quest to sort of take what you have with no connections and no real training and no real setup and get out there and do it. Weirdly enough, really has always spoken to me. And I've been dying to do a musical too. I've been dying to work with dance and music in my stories. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm excited to see that upgraded it to a include modern dancing. So
Uh,
that'll be really,
so be great. It would be great.
yeah,
We gotta be able to do it for an equitable, fair wage first, and then we can figure out what exactly that is we're gonna do.
exactly. But it'll be great eventually when we see it.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. Well, congratulations on Haunted Mansion, and can't wait to see your other projects coming up.
Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
good
you so
one.
much, Justin.